going to talk about 401k plans and real estate.
Absolutely.
Versus real estate.
Not versus, well, I guess it is versus. So if you haven't figured it out already, this is our On the Couch, the Friday afternoon bourbon edition. Last week, we did a video reacting to a couple of shorts about people claiming that real estate is a much better way to spend your money than putting it into a 401k plan. So in this video, we're going to be challenging that notion and giving our professional, highly biased, very experienced opinion on why 401k plans are a better option. We're going to try to discuss five main areas where real estate versus 401k plans, or 401k plans versus real estate. Catherine, super simple, easy question to get started with. Which one's easier to get into?
Harvard.
Harvard? No, a 401k plan or real estate. Obviously, it's a lot easier to get into.
It's only if you're abundantly wealthy, it's easy to get into real estate. If somebody's going to gift you,
you're going to be, somebody else is going to be doing it for you. All right. So in terms of ease of entry, we can get a 401k plan up and running in a couple of weeks, not a problem. And the thing is, in terms of ease of entry, it doesn't matter where you're in the United States. Everybody has access to the same plan. All right. Now then,
that is true.
Liquidity, like I said in this shirt, okay, liquidity, your assets are very liquid. You can sell them today, checks in the mail tomorrow or the next day, all right? As opposed to liquidity in real estate is what? The overflowing cat litter?
Liquidity on real estate. Come on. I mean, it takes a while to sell it. It takes a while to settle it. Is it the right market to do it in? All of those things are difficult. With a 401k plan, you can take a loan.
If you need to liquidate your 401k plan today, you are not going to affect the price, the value of your 401k account. If you need to liquidate your 401k account today, you are not affecting Wall Street, S&P 500, NASDAQ, the Dow, all those other things. You are not, if you're watching this video, you don't have a big enough account balance to affect those values. If you the quicker you have to sell a piece of real estate, the less value you're going to get for it.
Very interesting.
So now then, Catherine, other than when we play Monopoly, how many houses can you own without losing your mind?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Well, one right now, maybe possibly
two.
Second home someday.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the extent of diversification, all right? I think our brother-in-law's got maybe 2 or 3 homes. I know other people that have maybe 2 or 3 homes. How many mutual funds are we invested in our 401k plan?
There are a lot.
There's a lot.
And and professionals put them together. And they have to actually give it to you at a good price.
Right. So in terms of diversification, you can have your investments in a 401k plan could comprise of possibly or probably a couple hundred different individual stocks. It's very, very hard to have a couple hundred rental properties spread out all over the United States in different economic areas, all right? So in terms of diversification, also in terms of liquidity and ease of entry, how diversified can you be for $5 a week? How many rental properties can you get for $5 a week?
No, it'd be how many lattes can you buy?
Yeah, one. Okay, that's right. Yeah, I bought a mocha today. It was more than $5. All right. So in terms of a 401k plan, $5 a week. All right, you could be in 30 different funds. So,
okay.
All right.
So let's talk
about the tax benefits. Oh my God, it is so much simpler with a 401k plan than with real estate, and we will talk about, because we shouldn't, we are going to talk about people who put real estate inside qualified retirement plans briefly.
But that's a different conversation. Yeah. It's a little bit of a different conversation. But if you have a 401k plan and it's coming out of your paycheck, it's on your W-2. You handle it once a year with your financial tax person, and either it's pre-tax or it's after tax.
That's right. It's very simple. It's either pre-tax or Roth. Okay?
And it's on your W-2.
And it's on your W-2. And when you take your money out of your plan, all right, it's either after tax Roth and you're not being taxed on it, or it's taxed on whatever your tax rate is when you take the money out of the plan. Okay, yes, if you have to take an in-service distribution for whatever reason, there's going to be a penalty if you're under 59 and a half. Okay, but in terms of understanding the tax implications of a 401k plan, it's super simple.
But you've got to keep receipts on the property and what you've worked on in different accounts.
You've got cost basis, you've got depreciation, you've got real estate taxes, you've got insurance. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of other things.
And if you have multiple properties, you need to handle it in specific ways too.
Yeah, different exchanges depending on when you're buying and selling properties and all that. No, all right. Well, that's it. If you sell a property, okay, and buy another one, you're going to have some tax implications then. If you're inside a 401k plan and you sell a mutual fund and buy another one, is there a tax implication?
No.
No, there isn't. It's as simple as that.
So if you like doing more with taxes, just go into real estate.
Right.
So,
if you want to spend more time at H&R Block, please. Okay. Other one, cost. Well, we kind of touched on this one before. How many reasonable rental properties you would want to live in can you buy for $5 a week?
Not many, and the cost of repairing things, the cost of keeping track of things, taxes go up, vendor prices go up, all of those things go up. Professionally managed 401k plans are small fractions of your balance.
The cost of starting a 401k plan, you might have a rush fee. To start the cost of a 401k plan does not affect the value of the investments you're getting. You might have a rush fee to terminate and liquidate a 401k plan, but that's a processing fee that doesn't affect the value of the assets you're selling inside the 401k plan. Whether or not your friends have a 401k plan doesn't affect the value of your assets, all right? All of those things affect your costs with a real estate deal. How quickly you have to have something happen. If you really need to buy something now, you're probably going to pay more for it, okay? If you really need to sell now, you're probably going to get less for it. You've got lawyers, you've got everybody else getting involved with your real estate.
So if you want passive, which sounds like easy, real estate is not very passive,
no.
Okay? Tenants aren't very passive. They're either passive aggressive or aggressive.
They're just not paying. They're passively not paying rent.
Either they're so passive it's expensive, or they're passive aggressive, or straight up aggressive. Okay,
right.
A lot of different flavors. And your 401k is a lot. You set your investments and you contribute.
You don't really
regularly,
forget it, but it goes on by
like
itself.
Clockwork.
And like we said before, okay, how many other people wanting to buy that house on the corner, all right, is going to affect the price of the house. Everybody in your neighborhood wanting to start a 401k plan is not going to affect the value of your investments. We've ranted away a little bit, so please go and watch our last video where we react to bad advice on YouTube Shorts. We love doing those. You guys know what to do. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, don't like, just let us know. And if you have any specific questions, all right, please, it's sales@hunterbenefits.com. We'd love to continue the conversation with you. Take care.
Take care.
We are not saying investing in real estate is bad, okay? We're not saying being in a 401k plan is bad. Different tools for a different job. What we're having a problem with is these videos where people who are saying real estate is the only way to invest for your future, and they are saying by definition, because they're saying this by definition, 401ks are bad, okay? I've never heard of a 401k plan actually burning down. Okay.
Interesting.
I've never heard of somebody driving into a 401k plan.
Do you have to plow it in the winter?
You don't have to plow a 401k plan in the winter. You don't have to mow it. All right. You don't have to put a new roof on it. You don't have to snake it. You don't have to paint it. Never had to repair the furnace in a 401k plan or the air conditioner in a 401k plan. All right. The garage door opener. When's the last time your garage door opener didn't work on the 401k plan? It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. So it really is real estate passive income. Passive in terms of your life. I would say, reading about stocks, you don't break a sweat. Having to actually put a roof on a house, you're going to sweat. It is not passive.
I have not pulled a hammy reading about stocks.
Right, you get to do it indoors.
Yeah.
With a beverage if you
right.
like.
I know people who've had heart attacks, literally fatal heart attacks shoveling snow. I don't know anybody who's had a heart attack filling out an enrollment form for a 401k plan.
And the thing is, the thing that they try to make it sound like passive, but actually you're supposed to be savvy and find the right property and put the right amount of money in it and have good planning in terms of cash flow and be savvy in terms of what people are like to rent to them. It sounds like there's a whole bunch of skills really behind it that you're supposed to have that they don't talk about, and it takes time to do that. And usually you make a lot of mistakes till you get to that point. So
They're expensive mistakes.
I would say it'd take a very long time to be a savvy real estate person, and lucky or being able to paper over, quite literally, your bad tenants.
I was just thinking, I know this is a little bit of an aside, and I don't want if this will make the final cut, but you've been so passionate about the rant. We haven't drunk our bourbon. So that's how important this topic is to us. Okay, we're going to forego drinking our bourbon during our bourbon edition.
And the other thing is, they make it sound like that when you buy property, that somehow you make all this money, but then there's no taxable consequences to it. They go on 401k plans, you save $1 million, but then there's taxes, and that's horrible. But can you really gain $1 million in real estate and then not have taxes?
I don't know.
No. So my problem with it is that you're kind of this savvy, amazing real estate person who really can play the game, and you're just totally amazing. But can you really find the property? Can you really manage it well? Are you really not going to build it?
And how many other really, really super smart guys who think they're really super smart are also going after that same piece of property because they watched your video?
So there's lots of movies about crappy landlords, right? So
and
when
there's
you walk
even a
through,
movie called Money Pit. Tom Hanks, right? Yeah.
So the received wisdom is, if you want to be hated by a lot of people, be a landlord and try to get money out of them, right?
Yeah.
Is that Are you passive or are you passive aggressive? Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just joking here, babe. So
that is.
All right.
So.
Okay. Well, this has been fun. Okay, so Zach, hopefully you can come up with something else that is as amusing for us to chat about next week.